Did y'all get it? Just hit got it. And then I'm waiting on my sword, so she'll kick in a minute, hopefully. All right, we in that thing. You ready, bro?
Let's go with it.
There we go.
All right, so say.
It's official.
1, 2, 3. We're here for a particular reason.
Time to put the kids to bed.
And that reason is...
It's time for the full 180.
Yep. You know what time it is? It's Tuesday, and I call it Terrific Tuesday. Why? Because we get to get back on here one more time and give you another dose of the full 180. Welcome. If this your first time, make sure it ain't your last. Subscribe to all our YouTube, Facebook channels. You can subscribe us individually, whatever the case may be. But I am glad that you're here. You're joining us, man. If you are joining us, you see fresh faces. Man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the ladies that, you know what I'm saying, they're always on mommy duty or just taking care of things they need to do. But I'm always appreciative of the people that I call friends that are close to me. And these two, when I tell you, it's going to be hot and exciting, just like that redhead right there in the top right-hand corner. Yeah, she is going to get it. But I was able to meet Miss Elisa at the actual the Queen Tribe thing, which has been great. Thank you so much. And then through her, I was able to meet the other lovely lady, Miss Tillman. Put some respect on her name. Congratulations to her. She's been married for a whole year. Wow, that's all I can say. Congratulations, love. You have entered into the realm. And of course, I can't never do it without my big bro, Mr. DJ Legend, man. What's up, big bro?
So we.
Man, you know what it is, bro. It's always time to make it happen, make it do what it do. But while we do what it do, man, you know, we always got to start the show, and I give it with a quote. And thank you, Miss Renee, for this quote. And I think it's gonna fit in with the show. If you focus on the hurt, you will continue to suffer. You focus on the lesson, you will continue to grow. So guess what? We're going to give you a lesson today right on the full 180. But before we do that, you know it's basketball season, and I always got to go above and beyond the art with that brother, Mr. Three-Piece, Mr. DJ Legend, with the keeping up with all the things in sports. But today he has nothing but current events. Brother, it's all you. Let's go.
First, I do want to get in these sports, though. I congratulate you and your Broncos. Y'all beat us.
I wasn't gonna bring it up. I was not gonna bring it up.
Y'all beat us.
Be humble today.
Y'all jumped on us hard. I was hurt, but I was like when I seen Tyron Smith wasn't playing. It never fails. We always lose. We always lose when we don't play. And if you go back to the stats, it shows when he don't play, we lose. It's like we just fall apart, bro. Just fall apart.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked. Now I wasn't expecting that egg, not third quarter goose egg. Man, I was a little shocked with that one, bro. But I was like, okay, this is what we doing. Got it.
They play like Aaron Rodgers. They'll play in the first week.
Oh, I don't like that. You wrong.
That's how they play.
So disrespectful.
I ain't gonna lie, the Cowboys, my team, that's my my dogs, but just. The way they look like the Green Bay Packers on the first week of the season. Plain and simple.
Okay.
When you think about OBJ clear waivers so he can go wherever he want to go.
Hey, you know what?
Yet?
Huh? I don't know.
Did he get picked up yet?
Nah, he ain't got picked up yet. They just say he cleared waivers, so.
So, I read that earlier. I'm glad Ms. Tillman said that because I read that earlier. Like, if he didn't get picked up, he would have lost $4.72 million. But if he get picked up, he gets $4.82 million. Somebody had to pay him out $4.82 million. I was like, these contracts are ridiculous.
They are.
I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are.
So I don't know where he gonna go. He might end up in New Orleans. He might end up in Seattle.
He might end up with the Chiefs.
Oh, you a Chief person? Oh,
born and raised.
Well, if they got the money,
from KC. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
like KC or KC Mo.
I'm from Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay.
I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. Yes.
Okay. Well, look, you fit right in with Tiffany.
Huh?
I said, we have a young lady on the show. We call our first lady, which is Tiffany. She's from Kansas City, Missouri. Or they call her KC Mo.
Okay. Yes. I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. But
That's
we had
so
a little
unfortunate.
Now the Chiefs made me mad the other night. They playing like
it's rough. It's rough right now. That's why I'm quiet. It's rough right now. It's rough. I don't know. My mama said it's because of the baby Sterling. I don't know if it's because of Sterling Mahomes or what, but it's rough right now. So I'm gonna just stay mute. On this side.
They're not having fun. They're not having fun no more.
But I support my team. But again, I don't have a lot to say because we.
I think it's pressure too. I think it's pressure.
Yeah, but my husband said he always says that they have learned our game. So I don't know if you can't do the same thing for years.
Now,
I don't know.
Now I agree with Terrier.
You call me Ty.
Oh my bad, Ty. Woo wee.
You just gave him a sense of relief, girl.
That was funny.
Now it's ghetto, but it ain't that ghetto.
No, you good. I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
But you know what? That would actually fit. There go my other sister. He would actually fit in Kansas City, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because y'all have that speed demon, but he's short, but he good. He run routes. He's good at what he does. You got your tight end, but then if you add Odell Beckham, now you got a whole nother weapon. What up, sis? You got a whole nother weapon that you can add to the game. Hello. That is my sister, Miss McCoy, Miss Tamika McCoy. Oh, so excuse me, Miss Tamika McCoy. So right now, sis, we just talking about current events before we get to the topic. So just chime in when you want. Go ahead, C Murder, my bad.
Nah, you good, but yeah, but the Chiefs, I think they think it too hard a lot. Because they make plays where, like the other night, Kelsey, knowing he supposed to catch that pass, he dropped it. Like, I'm like, dude, you need to catch that 99% of the time. But hopefully they'll turn. I think they'll turn around. But my Cowboys better turn around this weekend. I mean, man.
Oh, that's right. Come on, Silver and Blue. I'm here for
that
part. But they really
almost went to bed.
But they needed that loss, though. They needed to reset and have a check.
Before you came in, Tamika, I was telling them, I said, every time Tyron Smith don't play, we always lose. It's a stat. Every time he don't play, we always lose. It's like he not the harder team, but their offensive line, when he's there, everybody else play good. It's like it's I don't know what it is. It's just it never fails. Let's go talk about the NBA right quick. I don't know if y'all see Steph last night. He played against Trae Young last night, so he had to tell Trae, hey, this is all my game. He scored 50 points.
50 points.
13 out of free throws, 9 out of 13 on three-pointers. Killed them the whole night. It was a good game, but Steph was like, nah, player, you got to wait a couple more years.
He didn't have to do Trae Young like that. He really didn't. But everybody keep talking about waiting until, what's the other dude's name? Because they look like brothers. Thompson. They say when Thompson come back, it's even gonna be worse. You know they 9-1 right now.
Oh yeah, bro, they look dangerous right now.
But Clay ain't played in 2 years.
But he can bring himself along though. Think about it, he can bring himself along. He ain't got to automatically jump in because they got Pools playing good. Lee is playing good. You got Draymond Green. He gonna do what he do. You got Wiseman. He finna get ready to come back off an injury. So they finna, and the way they playing, who gonna stop them right now?
I mean, we'll see. Everybody keep talking about these Lakers. I see LeBron on the bench again.
LeBron hurt. LeBron has a abdominal strain. Kendrick Nunn has a messed up knee.
He can't be hurt.
He can't be hurt. Y'all walk around talking about he the GOAT.
I like the Lakers.
He can't be hurt.
I like the Lakers. They just hurt right now. They are hurt right now. You got Trevor Ariza out. He got ankle sprain. Tyler Horton, he just came back from thumb injury. So it's gonna take them a minute because Russell Westbrook looking horrible for me right now. You can't have you got more turnovers than points.
Too busy I always trying to build super teams. That's all he do is build super teams. They never work.
No, you can't play that because there's been a lot of super teams back in the day. You got Robert Parrish, McHale, Larry Bird, Dennis Johnson. That's from the Boston. You got Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's super team. You got Ray Allen, Kevin Durant, not Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce. That's a super team. You can't always say LeBron do this, LeBron. People gonna want to play with LeBron, and if they're gonna want to play, they're gonna want to play with him.
The difference of what you saying about those teams, bro, the franchises drafted those individuals. They drafted some of those individuals, and then some of those individual contracts actually ran. Oh yeah, when you talking about the Celtics, Ray Allen came from, if I'm not mistaken, from the Heat to Boston, or he went from Boston to the Heat.
He went from Boston.
Some of the people were drafted. When I say creating super teams, my thing is you calling people and having whole barbecues talking about, won't you come play with me?
They all do that though. They all do that.
Yeah, they do it. But before the teams that you talking about did not do that.
Kyrie did it with James.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with all that.
All of them do it, so you can't just blame it on LeBron. All of them do it.
But the old school teams you just said, they didn't do all that.
No, everybody.
But I do have a question. Basketball is boring, so I don't watch it. But my question is, I'm sorry. My question is, and I get into it with my husband all the time, what's wrong with building a super team? I'm not gonna do all that and not get no ring.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. To me, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
It's
you mean to tell me I can practice from 3 to 18 or to 25 and I ain't got no ring? I don't know. 9% is cute, but you ain't got no ring. You cute though, but I need one of them, at least one.
My whole problem is when you try to put certain people on pedestals, like the way they always try to put LeBron under Kobe. Bro, quit doing that. Quit. There's so many reasons why that is not even true.
But LeBron is, people like him for his outside of sports reasons too. He's just a perfect package, and he's not wrong for that. And that's what I get into with my husband about, because he wants to idolize, everybody else who, somewhat make bad decisions. LeBron James is just a perfect guy, and there's nothing wrong with that. He married his high school sweetheart.
I agree.
He went pro out of high school. He takes care of his mom. He does things for the community. That's why people like him. And those are things that he should be doing.
I have to say that his high school sweetheart is a sister too. I just had to throw that out there. Yeah.
Really?
I said he married his high school sweetheart that is,
and she's a sister.
Yeah, Savannah.
She's an Easter Star. Oh, okay.
No. She's black.
Right.
Oh, she's black.
Bro, you talking about they got the same daddy? Okay.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
you know what? Go ahead, Steve.
But yes, ma'am. Another reason why people like him.
About $50 million a year on her own money.
Yes, and everything. No. Everything you said, I am always. Me and my pastor at work at church, we had the same conversation. He says the same thing that you says, and I don't disagree with none of that. But on the court, you're not a leader, bro. You're not. And that's what I need everybody to understand on the court. And I'm going to tell you why I make that statement. When they had, I'm going to tell you the difference between a Kobe Bean Bryant and a LeBron James. And understand, I'm not a LeBron hater. He plays on, I'm a Laker fan. I'm just not a fan of them right now. But what I mean by that is that you remember when it was a playoff game, and I can't think of old boy, but he always taking his shirt off or whatever when they was in the playoff. Yeah. And he made that mistake.
Right.
LeBron sat on the bench and acted like real punk. Like you want to sit away from the team because he made this mistake. I mean, that's because that's not the time to be in your feelings. Let me tell you what Kobe would have did. Kobe would have went, just like my brother said, got in that butt, but he would have got in the huddle because you still had overtime to play. You got a whole other 5 minutes to play. So get out your feelings, bro. It's time for you to be the leader. You got to be the leader. At some point in time, you can't. I'm not mad at a brother getting in his feelings. Trust me, I do it. But at a certain time, you got to know when to have that moment and get over that moment because we still got 5 minutes to play. We still can win the game. Yeah. You sitting out there sucking your thumb. Look,
it was over. The game was over.
Man, it's still. But my whole thing is,
I'm sorry. My husband wants to join.
Oh, that's cool. What's up, bro? Come on, Mr. Tell me where you at. Give him the link. He can just log in on his own.
Hold on. I haven't changed my last name, so it's Ewing.
Oh, Ewing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ewing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You got me in trouble earlier.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't even know that brother yet. Dang.
But yes, 10 seconds. How y'all doing? Listen,
what's up, big bro?
I agree with everything you said, Mr. Host, sir. Listen,
yes,
I do not hate LeBron James. I'm
yes,
gonna put that out there. I do not hate LeBron James, but like you said, when it comes to that basketball court, he's no Michael Jordan. He's no Kobe Bryant.
What year is it?
2021.
I just want him to be a leader.
You tell me.
Either or.
Well, I don't want him to be a leader. I'm tired of people trying to compare them. They have their own era.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kobe era.
I don't like to compare him. I don't want to compare him, but I do agree with you, brother.
Exactly. Like LeBron is a great. He's a great player. You know, he's top 10, but
yes,
he's not even Magic Johnson, bro. Like let's keep it a buck. The things that LeBron is as good as his company. He's like, it's what your parents used to say when you were younger. You only as good as the company you keep.
That's what it is.
LeBron ain't nothing without a team.
I got one thing before we get out to LeBron thing.
Yes, sir.
LeBron, I'm gonna tell you something. LeBron is not considered a scorer, but he's gonna go down as the top scorer. He's not even a scorer. He's gonna be top 10 in rebounds. He's gonna be top 10 in assists. He's gonna be almost not top 10 in steals, but his all-around game shows his
I love it.
His progress, his whole resume.
I get it.
Yes, sir.
And I agree with you. He is gonna go down top 10, but how do you get open shots?
Huh?
How do you get open shots?
You gotta be open. You gotta
have other people on your team to create those open shots. LeBron takes 15 shots a game, fam. And then somehow they still win games. The average score in the NBA game this year in 2021 is 115 points.
Right.
LeBron only taking 16 shots. So them is open shots. MJ had to shoot at least 25 shots a game to get 30. LeBron has never done that. And also, let's talk time, baby. If you play for 20 years, come on, baby. It's not the same.
I just want to say, I just get sick of people comparing them. I don't even understand what I'm comparing.
I want to make sure everybody being heard. I want to make sure go ahead, Mr. Mika.
I just don't like the comparison.
Right.
I just don't like that. I mean, because when I'm successful at something, I don't want anybody comparing me to, the next woman. Let me stand in my own accolade.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even understand where it came from. Like Michael Jordan, LeBron, Michael Jordan in this out. I'm like, he didn't ask for that. I think it's the people on the outside trying to make that narrative. And that's not what the narrative is.
People just can't let Michael Jordan go.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan, you hear about the Scottie Pippen book?
Mm-hmm.
Scottie got a book out?
Yeah, I heard about that.
He just spent talking about he talking about Mike. Mike didn't do this. Mike didn't do that. I'm like, bro, what are you tripping on?
Well, he's salty for a whole lot of reasons.
He's salty over a contract that the owner told him, dude, do not take this contract right now. Wait under the year because I don't do no contract negotiations during the season. But no, Scottie went on, took that money and messed his own self up. Then he want to get mad and don't want to play in the season because I'm gonna wait to have foot surgery and all that stuff. Dude, get on somewhere.
Sound like a Shaq O'Neal moment.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're gonna get off of that. But I want to talk about this Astro World Travis Scott situation.
First of all,
That's
who is Travis
crazy.
Scott? Maybe I'm dating myself, but I ain't never
Travis
even
Scott.
heard of him
Travis
until
Scott
this story. I'm just saying.
Are you good?
I love it. I love it.
Travis
I
Scott is
didn't know I hadn't heard of him until the story broke. And I'm like, maybe I'm out of sync because I don't even know who this is.
Kendall
He's dating
Kardashian. Is that the one he's
Kardashian.
dating? Kendall?
Kylie.
Yeah.
Kylie. Okay, yeah. Kylie's baby daddy.
He got the baby with
Yeah.
Kylie.
He ain't sending me no child support checks.
That's true.
Tamiko,
I'm
all
just
that.
saying.
I love it. Go ahead, see it. Go see it. I told you, boy, they real. They real.
Oh, it's good. Now, okay, Travis Scott is a rapper from Houston. He is pretty much commercial all the way through. Has great music, produces his own music. He was signed to T.I. first when he first started.
I didn't know that.
And T.I., kind of let him do his own thing. He produced all his stuff. People go crazy over him, like how back in the day, how rock and roll people go crazy over them. They be doing stupid stuff. They're jumping out the stage, doing just crazy stuff. But I was kind of pissed because the way they did the whole concert, dude, where was security? I seen a video where the kids, everybody rushing through. One dude jumped the fence, everybody else pulled the fence down.
But why was the kids there?
Yeah,
that was my thought.
The 8-year-old passed away. 8-year-old black boy passed away. He got trampled on.
That's a baby. That's a baby.
I think he passed away. If he didn't pass away, he was in critical condition.
They said he in critical condition.
He's in critical condition, yeah. I was trying to figure that out too. Then my thought process went to, well, what is his genre of music for him to have?
That's second grade.
Yeah.
Why is there an 8-year-old at a Travis Scott concert?
The 8-year-old had no business being at a Travis Scott concert, and his parents need a whooping.
He had but the lineup, I know it was Travis Scott, SZA, he had it was like 4 different artists.
Okay, so my husband just said that Astro World is like a theme park.
Yeah.
In Houston, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
It's a theme park.
Because I'm trying to figure out why are children there. I was trying to wrap my mind around.
It's a theme park, but they have a stage.
Yeah.
Y'all remember back in the day when Kirk Franklin, I remember Kirk Franklin used to do concerts at Six Flags.
Yeah, they closed
the thing. So it was like a Six Flags. Okay.
Yes.
And so his thing is like he wanted to kind of still have that Astro World theme, because they closed the whole park. The whole park is closed. But he still does it there. They done made a whole name. They gave him Travis Scott Day and everything. The man done did all everything. Gave him a key to the city and stuff like that. But it's just the thing is that whole setup was wrong for everybody. You got people getting trampled over. 8 people died. 100 and some people got hurt. Now they are going to refund all the money back to everybody who came, and he is going to take care of all the funerals for everybody who died and stuff like that. But it just
But that's not going to stop those lawsuits that's coming this way.
Oh, it's going to be some lawsuits coming. They going to be coming regardless. So
So when I first heard that, I thought he was trying to save face. I'm like, bud, you might want to hold that because you're gonna need that to pay out because they coming for you.
Yeah, but his girlfriend's a billionaire. I mean, I hate to say it, but
no, his girlfriend's sister is a billionaire.
Kylie, I thought she was.
Well, no, I think Kylie has her own money.
Everybody got
Kylie's the one with the makeup line. I thought.
The makeup line.
Yeah.
Well, Kim has makeup. Kim has Skims. She got
No, I agree, but I think she hit $1 billion with that makeup line.
Oh, okay, you're right. You're right.
That's gonna be
So
interesting.
I mean, it's not even gonna be a drop in the bucket for them.
I want to know if she's still gonna stick around after this. That's what I want to know.
She pregnant with baby number 2 though.
She's sticking around.
She be sticking around.
Yeah, she's pregnant.
Renee, how you? That face expression.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Even if she don't stick around, them chicks still gonna be there.
Tamiko, you and these chicks.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Even if she does decide to leave, she got 2 babies, Mom.
She got 2 business transactions with him.
That is so disrespectful. True.
Let's just call it what it is. They are business transactions.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, see. I know you got something else on the plate.
All right, this is the last thing I want to talk about. Since we do have ladies on the show.
Uh-oh.
What do y'all think about this abortion law?
I'm scared.
Problematic.
What's the problem with it?
It's like they're taking y'all choice away, though.
That's the problem. It's
That's
over.
the problem.
The problem is, and I'm gonna say this as best as I can.
Come on, teacher. Come on, educator. Come on.
Okay, so the problem is that old white men have always considered women to be property.
Yeah.
And they've
Especially
always
black
been the ones that were making the decision on a woman's body. When a man gets a cervix and a uterus, then you can tell me if I can have a baby or not.
But let me ask you this. Now, certain women are always talking about, well, you don't claim me. Well, if you, claiming somebody is like claiming a piece of property, ain't it? But you just said you got a piece of property.
That's not what they're saying. And so, like, prime example. So you and Johnny having reindeer games, okay? Unfortunately, you get pregnant by Johnny, all right? You like, we playing reindeer games, but I don't want to have a baby with him. And you can extend the courtesy and tell Johnny that you're going to have an abortion, but ultimately, whose decision is it? Our
decision, yeah.
It's y'all's.
My decision.
But then how you going to say that, okay, maybe this is an oxymoron for me. How in one breath you're going to tell society that you have to get, or no, that you can't force anybody to get a COVID shot. But then on the flip side, you telling women what to do with their bodies and their children that they may or may not want or may not be able to take care of. Like, give me the difference where it's morally okay.
And you know what, Tamika, I'm gonna piggyback on you. Our Governor Hot Wheels did an executive order to allow he did an executive order to where all those kids had to go because somebody didn't want them, and somebody should allow those parents to have the choice to terminate the pregnancy because somewhere along the line they knew they wasn't able to take care of their kids. Just because I play reindeer games don't mean that I have the cognitive ability to take care of a child. And then you got thousands of kids sleeping in hotels, eating ramen noodles and Cheetos, and living in their facility.
I'm trying to right now figure out how to write a parent letter because I have a girl in my classroom who has worn the same clothes for 2 weeks.
See?
Wow.
And somebody's because their mama didn't want them.
Let's go even more extreme than that. The lady in Houston with her boyfriend and the kids sleeping in the apartment with the dead corpse for a year.
For a year.
Man, I heard about that. Oh my God.
Next to a dead body for a year.
A year.
Yes.
That is crazy.
A year. Ain't no way. They ain't been in school or nothing.
They haven't.
And she come on. She came on every 2 weeks to check on the kids, then leave back out
with her boyfriend. So her priority was not the child. So maybe, as you stated earlier, if we would have given her that choice, we don't know what it was back then. That baby wouldn't have. We don't know if it was instant, if he suffered. I mean, just the thought of it is just ridiculous. But
it just kills me how men want to dictate what
we do with our bodies.
What we do with our bodies. One, you don't have to go through. You don't have to carry this baby. You don't have to go through the metamorphosis that your body goes through when you're pregnant. You don't go through the mental,
emotional
that happens when you have a child postpartum. And people don't believe postpartum is real. It is. It's real. It's real. And had women been given the opportunity to exercise their choice, have those thousands of kids downtown Dallas right now sleeping in a hotel.
Okay, DISD has a whole homeless child program.
Right, I know.
Yeah. If you live in a hotel, you are qualified as homeless according to DISD.
Hello.
So let me ask y'all this, because you said something about that postpartum. I mean, I've learned that that's something real. But is that something y'all ever get over, or does it linger after, like years after?
It depends.
It depends. Yeah.
It lasted the first several months of my daughter.
Okay.
Some people, it lasts the first several years.
Mm-hmm. I think it depends on also your support system, because I went through it with my second.
How much help are you receiving?
I think it depends on your support system.
It's gonna linger to me.
Because to truly take care of a child, like it's a 24-hour, you don't get a rest. You can't decide today I'm gonna be mama and tomorrow I'm chill. It don't work like that. You understand?
But y'all know these days, so that is what you just said to me, Cole. That's what goes on.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, with my baby boy, it lasted for a minute, because at that point I had 2 kids, even though they were like 8 years apart. But I mean, just that gap within itself. Okay, I got one that's in sports and having practices at 7, 8 o'clock at night. So I'm dragging the baby car seat, trying to make sure this one stays active. And so it just really depends. It's crazy though.
It's crazy, and people don't think it's real. I was like a zombie, and couple that with being a new mom, sleep deprived. Don't know what I'm doing. This baby won't shut up. Because that's how you feel. But see,
that's how you feel.
People
I get it.
And I'm not saying anything about parenting or anything like that. But I can tell you now, personal experience. Desiree was in her room, howling, crying. She wasn't wet. She wasn't hungry. She didn't need anything. She was just crying. I went in the other room and shut the door, and I just screamed because there was nothing else that I could have done in that moment, because she wouldn't be quiet. And that's how mothers end up hanging their kids upside down or jumping out of windows because they don't know what to do. And I was at home alone that day.
But how do we? I guess my thing is, first, how do we see it? And we'll get into the topic. But I like what y'all talking about. When you're going through that, first question is, how do we see it? And then second part is, you said support. How do we support y'all in it?
First, you would see it from, in my case, the irritability. I am snapping at everything. Like, if you say hi, hey, it's like, it's nothing pleasant about my demeanor. Secondly, just being a father, with me not having to ask you. If you see a need, do it. You understand? Well, you didn't tell me. I shouldn't have to. This is your child just like it's my child. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Sometimes just take the baby and go for 2 hours. Just give me some alone time, because whether y'all realize it or not, we can't even use the restroom in peace. Soon as you go in the restroom, they sticking their little fingers under the door. Mama, what you doing? Come on,
my best friend had a baby, and I babysat for her while she worked from home. And the baby, and I went to the toilet. The baby was crawling to the restroom. I'm like, oh my.
Wow.
Yeah.
Desiree would stick her hand underneath the door and knock on the. As soon as I open the door, she like this
right there. Like, you okay? Okay.
I think
I don't have kids, and we're trying, and we're planning, and we're doing all that.
Right.
Beverly knows that. She helps me, but I'm like, I give him scenarios. Like, my husband's one of the people who want dinner every night. You want me to cook and hold the baby?
We gotta pick and choose.
Pick your poison. You talking about a baby? Like, my mama gonna have to move in. I mean, what are we doing?
Get them acclimated. Cause some gonna have to give.
Right. And I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. Right. Yeah. I'm trying to be so realistic with him. I'm like, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed now.
Wow.
So,
see what you finna say?
I think a lot of men should really, especially if you're in the same household and everything, because you don't got some non-household, but the ones that are in the household, they should know these things from learning what their mom did, when they was growing up. Some of them should, some of them don't, because it's different households, different situations. But I just think it's just, as far as me, I'm the baby in the family, but my mama had a daycare. So I seen a whole bunch of kids come through here, they crying, this, and this, but I learned, okay, well, if the mama had help, a lot of the postpartum and all that stuff won't be so sick, be that bad with those simple things. Hey, get up when the baby crying. She ain't always got to get up. Go to the store and get diapers. You know the baby gonna need diapers. You know the baby gonna need changing.
And you right. I agree with you on that. Now, this is the flip side of that though. You have some, not all, and I know it's probably slim to none. But then you have some who are just that. I got this. You get out the way. You don't know what you're doing. See,
that's a part of postpartum.
Okay, but that's fine. But in my opinion, is if you want me to help you, I do not mind helping you. But what you can't do is control the help.
I agree. And that's why I try to tell my friends when they dating, stop it. If he folds the towels wrong, baby, leave them towels wrong. Like, quit picking it. You go.
Oh my God. I've heard that before. He don't fold the towel like I fold the towel.
If the lasagna don't taste as good as yours, girl, eat it like it's the best. Like,
okay, listen, I think what I'm about to say is gonna lead us into, because I just had surgery and my husband had to take over the household to make sure everything was flowing. So on your point about the food, listen, y'all. Okay, so I just had surgery, so my taste was off and everything. So I couldn't eat because of the tube down my throat, yada, yada, yada. Yes, I asked for some soup, just the soup out the can. And I said, put some water in it because, it tends to be a little salty. Maybe he took all the flavor out the soup.
You got to eat it.
So it was just like what you just said. I'm like, okay, this is not agreeing with me, but he did it.
Yeah, so you're going to ruin his self-esteem. You got to just go with it sometimes.
I just had to go with it.
And so many people do not understand that. And it's just like, we're so, to me, we can't never see past our nose. We complain about what you're not getting, but you don't never see what you are getting. Yeah. Now, and I'm glad thank you, sis, for led right into the topic. So the topic today, thanks for them current events, bro. We're going to do that more often. But the topic of today's show is marriage. Is it necessary? Hold on, I want to make sure I say it right. Is it necessary? Is marriage mandatory if you've been together 3 or more years?
Anybody want to go first?
It don't even matter. However y'all want to do it.
Right, you just said let y'all go first, so I'm gonna let y'all go first.
It's up to the couples. This is what they want to do. It ain't,
Let the married folks go.
Okay, well, I'm going and start.
Well, you right. We let the marriage folk go first. Okay. I mean, it's cool.
In my case, it was. And I'm going to tell y'all why it was.
Okay.
Because I had 2 children already. Mm-hmm. And my viewpoint was I was with my first child's dad for 5 years.
Wow.
I love my kids. But as I reflect, and my second son's father I was with him for 4 years. So I was engaged to both of them, and I called off both of the engagements. Okay. So my mindset was, I've given one man 5 years of my life, another man 4 years. Now I love my children, but that was all I got out of the deal. They walked away, and here I am with these babies. So when I met my husband, and it was a constant conversation with me. I'm not giving another man more than 3 years of my life without a commitment. So he kind of took it as if I'm giving him an ultimatum. No, it wasn't an ultimatum. It was, I know what I want. I'm not doing it. You can't give it to me. That's okay. But that's just where I am because of my history of what I had gone through. So when you told me the topic, you see how I just lit up. I was like, oh yeah,
yes, ma'am. Because sis was like, yeah.
Because it was just like, and I said it constantly throughout our relationship. All right, time is ticking. I ain't got that much time. I'm not giving another man more than 4 years,
But did you ever think you was getting on his nerves with it?
I probably did, but I didn't care. Either you put up or shut up. That's just where I was. because at that time I had two
That's
boys.
why I love these sisters.
I had two boys, so I didn't. Either we go make this thing official, or we can date, and I can date. And when I say date, today I'm gonna go out to eat with Charles, no strings attached. Tomorrow I'm going out to eat with Jonathan. I'm dating. We're not in a committed relationship. So if that's what you want to do, we can do that. But we're not gonna be acting like we're committed when there's no rainbow at the end of the rainbow. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Come on, commit. Look, because you walking
me.
down my street. You walking down my street. You walking down the street. Before I say anything, go ahead, Miss Ewing. See, I got it right this time. I ain't finna deal with that, brother.
For me, it was turning 29. I know now, I mean, I just thought 29 was like the end of the world. So for me, I was turning 29. I just completely stopped dating because I had just got dumped really bad. Another show, another topic, another episode. But
yes, ma'am.
And so for me, I just said I'm done. And I ended up meeting my husband now, and he was the one who wasn't playing games. So after 7 months, he moved to Dallas. After 11 months, he proposed. So he was the one like, look, this is what we're doing. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm used to out here playing, I'm not used to this. But from what I know now, to piggyback off what Ms. McCoy said, men know what they want. And so that's why I agree with, the 3-year, question that you are asked. Y'all know what y'all want. I know about 3 couples who got married in 3 months. I know 1 couple who they're on 15 years, so I can call right now. Y'all know what y'all want. So therefore, it's no need to be playing games. Y'all know we were taught to be, or I was taught to be the nice girl or to be the quiet girl, to go with the flow. No, the ones who, act like how she said, what are we doing? Those are the ones who get married. And so for me, it's just a no-brainer. At 3 years, hey, what are we doing? Where are we? Are we getting married? Or are we not? Nobody's getting younger. Like I told Miss Beverly before we hopped on, marriage, it's a legal document. For me, that's what it's about. DMX ex-wife won his estate. Not the girlfriend, not the girlfriend, his ex-wife. So they went back to those legal documents and she won. Right. I mean, it ain't nothing, but she won, So that's what it's about for me. I'm not doing 10 years with you when I don't get nothing out of it, or I ain't got nothing to prove, or I ain't got nothing to show, or what are we doing? What are we doing?
Miss Beverly? Come on, Renee.
Let them know, friend.
Like Miss McCoy and Tillman, at this point in my life, I'm not going to be the 5-year, 10-year, 12-year girlfriend with you. I am 38 years old. I also have a kid and I'm divorced. So I don't have time to play with folks. Like you said, Ms. Tillman, we finna be together 10 years. First of all, let's back up to the question. Yeah, although I do think the word necessary is aggressive. Yeah. But if we've already had that conversation going into the relationship or friendship or whatever we decide to do, then in 3 years, we shouldn't even be talking about, are we good and married? We should be talking about, oh, baby, what venue are we picking for the thing? Yeah. In 3 years. If that's what we're doing now, on the flip side, Ms. McCoy said, if we get to 3 years, even though we started with the intent to get married, in 3 years in, we like, you know what? You good, I'm good, but this ain't, that's fair. Mm-hmm. Is some feelings gonna be hurt? Yes. But that way you can go on and move on. And
But I communicated about it. And I'm not mad about communication. I am mad about my time being wasted.
That's different. If we dated for 3 years and we come to the conclusion, you know what? You a good dude, you a good chick, but I don't think this is gonna work. No love lost. I wish you the best. So let me go ahead and move on from this situation so I can, start again. But it's do 5 years with you, and then you realize, oh, girl, I don't want to be with you.
Right.
Lies.
Oh, 1, 2, 3,
lies.
4, 5.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my take is this, right? when it comes to being married, I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna speak for all men. I can just speak for the ones that I do know. When it comes to getting to that point of being married, a brother wants to see you through all 4 seasons, and I don't mean winter, summer, spring, and fall. Not Jill Levert. What I mean by is, I need to see you. I need to see you at our greatest moments, in our valleys, in our lows, and I want to know how you gonna act if we ever get in this pit. See, my thing is you can't be, and this is why I say that, because the journey doesn't always look like the destination. Sometimes God sees the purpose in many relationships that are going through turmoil and confusion. So when you in the pit, don't quit. And now I have this question though. I believe love starts when the feelings end. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. If and I'm gonna use my sister, Miss McCoy. We dating. She over here, baby. You know I love you. And da 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 da. Woo 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 woo. And she all into it. We done laid down, smashed, and had this great night. And as soon as she leave, the love went with her. Cause then the other shit come in, I'm gonna love her too. This is why I say love is an action, not a feeling. Too many of us be in our feelings. I'm gonna say it like my grandmother would say, "Oh, y'all got butterflies." But how you gonna act when the butterflies gone?
It don't take 3 years to go through all 4 seasons, though.
It really, well, you know, but if you start showing me difficult stuff within these seasons, then I have, now, or what I call, ooh, that's a yellow flag. That's a yellow flag. Yeah. Ooh, I don't know what that is. And then, like you said earlier, that's why I see you was walking down my street. I'm at the point now, love doesn't come first. Because I can't love you until I did anything. First of all, like y'all said, a commitment. And like my sister said, I'm glad she said it. If you ain't ready to make no commitment, that's why I be on people about this exclusive dating stuff. That ain't no commitment. That means we exclusively going to screw each other. You're not gonna screw nobody else, and I ain't gonna screw nobody else. But that don't mean I can't go out with Keisha, Pam, and the rest of them. Now, in some people's eyes, that's totally different, and I get that. But then you can even go towards when I say about this whole marriage thing. But in my mind, when I'm trying to make this decision or come up with this commitment, I pose this question. Well, I was talking to my mother earlier, and I posed this question: how much did you love God before you committed to Him? And what I mean by that is you have to commit when you get in the pit. See, you can't commit. We can't be on the high, in the valley, in the low. When we get in the pit, you looking for the door. Reason why I say my thing is you got to be here.
But that goes back to communication, and you're gonna see all those red flags throughout the relationship.
So what do you do? What do you do in a relationship if you got somebody you a communicator, but the other one ain't?
You need to go. You need to go. When you gonna talk to a while?
But why you gonna quit? But why you gonna quit? You don't know that person could change.
Because
you don't know her. But you don't know their background though. But you don't know their background. No, it ain't that they don't talk. They're not effective. They don't know how to effectively communicate.
No,
that's a red flag.
That's a red flag. And you know what?
That's a red flag.
I'm gonna say something because I talked about this. Now, granted, you joke and say dudes ain't about nothing or whatever. But she spoke a word to me one day when we was, chit-chatting in the classroom. Dudes, people don't, she said dudes, but I'm gonna say people because it's not gender specific. People don't lie. Folks don't listen. And
oh yeah, when I said that to
you. Yeah, and can I reference you? Is that okay?
Me?
I don't care about you referencing me.
I'm talking about human.
Oh go ahead.
Like she said that like she was dating this guy for 8 years who said, I'm not moving. I'm not moving to Arkansas. When she knew good and doggone well she wasn't gonna stay, she wasn't gonna go, she was gonna come to Texas. So why did she continue to stay with somebody that she knew wasn't gonna move? Because she wasn't listening.
And it was comfortable.
Yeah.
It was comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but anything, my whole thing is that, okay, so what you use is correct. If you're not gonna move and you was gonna move and he was gonna stay there, cool. I met a dude at the game and he said that too. He is originally from Denver. He came down here to the game and his wife is Ethiopian. And he said he wants to come to Dallas, but he know if they move the way that their family is, I guess the African family, the whole family would have to move too. So she doesn't want to move. So it's kind of, he was like, man, it's kind of a struggle. But the reason why I say, because if they're not a communicator, you just get up and leave. My thing is you don't do that, because a relationship is a progression, not perfection.
Yeah, but you got to know when to give. If
True.
we're at this age and you don't know how to communicate, then that's a problem.
I'm gonna say something based on what Greg said. So if the person, male or female, is not a communicator, not effectively, but the problem is if you're not making strides to learn how to be an effective communicator, then we have a problem.
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Yes, we do, Houston. But see, and to me, that's our problem now. We're so eager to just be like, oh, okay, I'm done with it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
The bigger thing is women have concerns about time. Men don't.
That's a lie.
So we just don't have time to play. We have to have a child before 45, really 40 to be honest. But before 45, y'all can have a baby at 60. So it's just we just don't. Time is our number one factor, and time is a no factor for y'all.
And
that's the real issue.
And I disagree with you, because that is my biggest thing. Oh no, it's friendly disagree. I disagree with you. Okay. Only because
I can't have a baby at 50 though.
You all right? No. But you are right that time is a big factor. But it's not just women. Because see, nowadays the script has flipped. If you think about it, it's a lot of women out here playing games and wasting time.
Right.
You say what you want, but then that ain't what you want. It's like, okay, so what is it?
But have we flipped the script because we're tired?
Possibly. I get that part. But my whole thing is, if it's time, nobody time wants to be wasted. I see you, my brother.
He's ignorant.
But nobody time wants to be wasted. And my thing is, the pandemic haven't taught me anything. It's just that, like my sister said, McCoy, she was up front. So my thing is, it wasn't an ultimatum, bro. She gave you a choice. Don't take my choice. Don't play with my time. Don't come in here talking about I'm ready and you not.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because now we're playing games.
And her husband, when she said that to him when they were dating, he could have said, well, this ain't what I want, and left, if that's what he did to do. And I'm gonna back up, just because I'm suggesting or saying that people should leave, but I'm not saying just leave after the first time they didn't get it right, because we all know Rome was not built in a day. We're talking about years and months of no change, no effort, no nothing. We started talking, we started getting into it, we started having the same conversation, because you are not making strides to try to improve or be cognizant of your flaw and try to improve, because we all know flaws cannot just readily be changed.
Yes.
Okay. So we have to be cognizant and be aware of our flaws so that we can make a conscious effort every day to be to make strides.
5 love languages.
And Ms. Berg, I agree with you. You know what I call that? Sometimes we have to be faithful serving in our season. Whatever that season is, you got to be faithful in that season. So if we in the pit, let's be faithful in that season. Let's see how we get out of here, because there's favor in failure. But we view failure as, like, I asked this question. I want the ladies to answer. Why is it when there's a trigger made, it's always negative?
When there's a what?
When people say, "Oh, that's a trigger." Why do we harp on all our negative triggers? Why does a trigger, the word trigger, it seems that it always has to be related to something negative?
Give me 1 second, I'll answer you.
so I'll even say this. So I'll even put this out there like this, so it'll be better. So if I said, had this conversation today with Ms. Carmen. So she was telling me about, she wanted to help her dude because he was trying to do something, And he looked at her and said, well, you can't help me. The first thing popped in her mind was a negative statement. She took it negatively instead of asking a question first to find out what he meant.
Okay, I have your answer.
Yes, ma'am.
So I went to Webster.
Oh,
Webster never fails us.
Get
And I
out,
used
go.
it. I went to Webster. And Webster
Why you don't have
says,
teachers on the
as a
side?
trigger relates to mental health, it says a trigger refers to something that affects your emotional state, often significantly, by causing extreme overwhelm or distress. Triggers are something that negatively impacts you. So if it negatively impacts you, you don't want to feel that again. You're going to protection mode, survival mode to keep that trigger from negatively impacting you anymore. So that's why trigger,
and to
the
piggyback
word,
on her, I think it's a positive thing that you can recognize your triggers.
Oh, yeah, because I was about to say, if you stand in the kitchen and your man walking behind you and keeps you on your neck the right way, I bet you get a trigger, don't you? And it's a good one.
Well, I was going to say before she even read the definition, which validates my thought process, I was going to say some type of trauma that I've experienced that I don't want to experience again, or when something happens, it just brings up these emotions that I may or may not be able to control. I'm still a work in progress, so don't judge me on that.
But you recognize it, and that's what makes it a positive.
You recognize
you're able to grow.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you know what, sis? You know what I normally tell people when they say that? When people talk about Jesus still working on me, I ask them, when did he start? Because see, Jesus ain't never failed. It's you got to do your part. And if you're not willing to do your part,
to recognize things, then
sure.
So she took the first step by saying that.
Right, she recognized herself.
I'm not saying it, but we tend to use those cliches. Well, he's still working on me, and then you be like, well, when did he start? You 45.
Yeah. So like I tell my husband, you just because you're at a certain level and somebody else is down here with their thought process, you can't look down on them for that. It's gonna take a minute for me to get there, for me to have that thought process.
Yes, and that's why I said something about why do we and you alluded to my point. This is the reason why I say walking away is not always the best thing to do, because he has to get you to that point. So I tend to ask people, not because I want to know where they are, but So I would ask them, where are you in your walk with Christ? You know why I ask you that? Because I need to know how do I need to slow down, or you might be ahead of me and I need to speed up. So if you are, then I need to communicate that, and now we can work together to get me where you are. So my whole thing is we tend to use that crutch, what you said. Well, if he's here and I'm here, you're gonna have to do this. I don't mind being patient. In my mind, your husband loving you, Ms. Ewing, is him being patient, patiently waiting while you're growing mentally, spiritually, and physically. That's love.
But what does 1 Corinthians 13:4 say? Love is patient.
And when y'all stand at that altar and they say that, ain't nobody paying attention to them words.
I got one more question. I know I said I wasn't gonna say nothing else, but I like the triggers thing. You know, the triggers is awesome because I'm gonna give you all a simple trigger here. So, do you have a trigger from a man or woman without a job versus a man with a job, or a woman without a job? So what I mean by that is, if a man, when you ask a man what he does professionally or what's his career, and you say what you do professionally versus somebody you say that I ain't got a job, ain't that a trigger?
It is. It is.
Isn't that
because that's gonna be a trigger and a red flag. I mean, that's gonna be like a litany of things going on in my mind.
Come on, sis.
I'm just saying. So when you tell me you don't have a job, okay, well, yeah, that's a red flag.
But sis, you know what? You know, to go what he said, sis, and you are correct, sis. But you know, it's more acceptable for y'all to tell a man he don't have a job than a man to tell y'all he don't have a job.
Correct. Wait a minute. But not necessarily.
See, why is it double standard though? Go ahead.
Because it is. Yeah. You a man in a job.
Because that's the way we have been programmed. And that the men are supposed to be the providers. But we all know that relationships are not 50-50. They're not balanced out. You may be carrying more on the financial side, but I may be carrying more on the emotional side, i.e. that communication point. If I don't say, babe, we need to have a conversation about A, B, C, D because I'm feeling E, F, G, H, you gonna walk around like you don't notice my EFGH is as everything is okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not balanced. So it doesn't matter if she says she's not working. I can't roll with him saying he's not working. I'm just sorry, because if I'm gonna do bad, I'm gonna do bad.
I'm up at 6, you up at 6. Period.
When my feet touch the floor, everybody's feet touch the floor. That's just the way.
But if y'all, but I mean, if let's say brother McCoy, you know, maybe he going through a rough time. And y'all are married. So, and we talking about, you know, if you know this whole marriage thing, if brother McCoy is going through a rough time, y'all in right now, you may be in the low. You're not in the pit, but you're in the low. Are you gonna jump ship?
No, I'm gonna help you fill out some applications, and I'm gonna redo that resume. And I'm gonna network for you.
I'm calling the recruiters at DISD to see what they got open.
You know, like I got mutual friends. Hey, say y'all hiring? But my husband need a job. You know what I'm saying? Well, what he got to do? Where we apply at? Because I'm gonna do that application for you. And then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna even sit down and we're gonna role play these questions for this interview to make sure that you can respond accordingly. So when you come home that day, you're gonna say, baby, guess what? I feel good about that. I'm just waiting for them to call me back. But that's some maturity right there. That's not an ongoing 10-year journey either.
Right.
Because McDonald's is hiring every day, if we're just being real. So a man is gonna do what they need to do to provide until they can do better.
Right.
As long as effort beats anything. Effort beats anything. If you trying, I can roll with you. But when you come in with these excuses and not taking accountability and responsibility, that's a whole nother conversation. We can talk about anything, but when you're trying to piss on me and tell me it's raining, that's when it's a problem.
Right.
Oh, I like that. And I go along with you to say, well, I also feel that sometimes, I feel like I'm not gonna wait for someone to come and make me complete. My thing is, I'm gonna make that person feel valuable and show them how they fit in what I already got going on. Right. To me, that is a perfect part. And then my thing is, when you in the pit, like where I'm using the pit is if Mr. McCoy, Lord forbid that, because I help him find a job because my sister.
Lord forbid, I'm be on the phone with you saying,
what you need, brother? What you need, brother? What you need, brother? But yeah. So with that being said, it's like we got to stop thinking coulda, whatever. What a coulda and wish it would be, and start being intentional in the moment. And I tell you that is my biggest transition now. When I understood what it was to serve Him, now I try to use that in everything else, and it helps me understand that the purpose of what I have in life now. Because now I not necessarily in life, but in many different situations. Because sometimes I think we don't necessarily know the purpose. So when a brother's waiting 3 years. I mean, you right. I agree with y'all. It don't take 3 years to see all them seasons, but then when you start seeing all these yellow flags, and then you dealing with somebody, maybe they're not a communicator, or maybe I saw something today. I saw something today, and it was a perfect illustration of what I'm talking about. He had all these balls in his hands, and he was saying that some of us we just holding on. We hold on to, well, this dude raped me. This dude did this. This woman did this. This woman did that. Or I was hurt. Or I had a kid out of wedlock. You holding all this stuff. When God throw you a blessing, you can't catch it. When you gonna drop all that so you can get it? And so many of us, and me including, raise up both hands, got a blessing right in front of you. But you too busy holding on to all the other stuff.
But it requires,
i.e. those triggers. Well, when I was with such, you're not with that, brother.
But that requires, me and Ryan argue about this all the time. That requires self-esteem. That requires you to understand who you are and understand that that wasn't your fault, and that you were used and you were played, you were manipulated. I had to go through that at 29. I told myself, I'll be damned if I'm alone, or I'll be damned if I'm single. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be loved the right way. I deserve a man who wants to be with me. And so I had to dig myself out of a hole, literally, to get to that point to say, this is what I deserve. My thing was, if all my exes are getting married, why can't I? You know, what's wrong with me? You know, but it requires you to love yourself enough to know that and to, you know, to grow. You know, and we go through a lot.
That also requires you to do some self-reflection.
Correct.
Because it wasn't all their fault.
It was. Oh, sis, it was.
No, that wasn't.
No, it wasn't. No,
that wasn't dig at you. I'm just saying, and I'm saying this.
But I agree. Yeah, I'm aware of my faults, but that's also what helped me to be able to get married. I know what I did wrong. Like I told y'all before, you know, quit quote unquote bitching. You know, eat the watered down soup. You know. It definitely was growth on my part, and in order for me to be married, I had to realize what I did wrong. I do agree.
Let me talk about that self-esteem. I'm sorry, bro. Let me talk about that self-esteem issue that you mentioned a moment ago.
Yes, ma'am.
That is so real, because when I got pregnant with my first son, I had just graduated from college when I realized I was pregnant. And I was, oh, woe is me, you know, didn't want to go to church anymore, you know, the whole line, you know, the whole 9 thing. What am I going to do? I don't have a job yet, so on and so forth. And my mama stopped me one day. She noticed, you know, that I was kind of going through, and she said, let me tell you something. You keep your head up, because just because you don't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Right.
And I was like, what is she talking about? And then she was referencing some other females may have been pregnant, but we didn't see it. And just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. So we can see yours. The only difference, you got caught, or you decided to carry your pregnancy through.
Yeah.
So you're no different than anybody else. So you pick yourself up and you keep it moving. So that self-esteem thing is very critical when you're talking about loving somebody else. Because if you can't love yourself, like, self-love is real. So I just started making in my business these days. I don't need nobody to go out to eat with me. People looking at me. Y'all want to come over here and sit and join me?
Honey, when I met Ryan, I was going to the movies by myself. I was going to dinner by myself. He thought I was the craziest person in the world. No, because I'm tired of waiting on dates. I'm tired. I'm tired of pretending like I like you and texting back. I'm not doing all that. I'm gonna just take myself.
I like yourself with anybody else.
Yeah.
And go ahead and say it again, see?
You have to like yourself and love yourself first when you give it to anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's so real, man.
I'm gonna say something about that, Charles, too. Yes, loving yourself, and you have to be okay with dating yourself. Yeah. And you have to be okay, like, do I even like me when I'm by myself?
Yeah.
I want to address that issue. Am I likable? Is it me? I'm the problem? Nobody ever wants to look at themselves.
It is so funny you say that.
To be alone by themselves.
Yeah.
This is kind of on a different spectrum, but it came to me where I had to, self-analyze. And I noticed that a lot of times when me and my husband would have arguments, it was around my cycle time. Like, I'm talking about big blow. And I just could not understand it. And one day I told my sister-in-law, I said, I noticed that every time we get into a big drag out, my cycle starts like a day or two later. And I went to the doctor, and lo and behold, I had a hormonal imbalance. So that reflection and paying attention to your, you know what I mean? Like, it's real. It's like, and we have to own it. We have to own it. Like, now that ain't me. Now you ain't no better than another person.
Yeah.
That's the word.
How am I to say I can't have hormonal imbalances or chemical imbalances, you know? And when I went, they tried to put me on medicine. But when I came home and told him, he was like, no, we're not doing it. We're going to pray through this first. And I ended up not taking the medication. You know, I was just kind of like, you know, that's this typical Black folk stigma. Don't want to, you know what I mean? But I'm glad that at this point that I didn't take it. And then I felt comfortable enough to tell him, hey, something ain't right with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like, you ain't doing nothing no different than you did 2 weeks ago. But today, it's just a trigger, you know, like, yeah. You know what? Where is all this coming from?
But
and I believe it works both ways too. Go ahead.
Nobody should know you better than you.
Right.
And not saying that your mate, your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend don't know you, but you should know you. So, like you said, Miss McCoy, you was like, let me do a self-assessment. Like, something ain't right with me. Mm-hmm. People don't want to do that because they don't know themselves. They don't know how to be alone with themselves and be okay with that.
And sometimes we make the other piece like, so when you was able to notice what was going on to you, to me, that's a big thing. You said own it. That's a big thing because on a man point of view, all that's going on, when I tell y'all, we really trying to sit around like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Like everything I say, it's like you extra sensitive. And I'm not saying you know, I believe around that time, some people are extra sensitive, not everybody. But like even if you're not around that time, everything I say to you is extra sensitive. Like, wow. And for me, that just makes me not want to talk to you. Like, shut down, don't want to have no conversation. Because I ain't trying to argue with you all the time. It's like, if I say the sky red and you want to argue with me, but now you got a black circle around it. What? Why? Why we? And see, at that moment, I'll be looking for the front door. As Beverly would say, I'm going to Ross. I just can't do that. Not every day. It's like, dude. And that's when y'all said something about communication. Oh, and I'm glad I brought that back to my forefront. I have two questions for the married people. Before you got married, because I know I had to think about this. What was the biggest thing that you knew you had to get over before you got married? And the reason why I'm saying this is because remember, before you got married, you was independent. You was running your show. So it's that one thing you knew you was gonna have to take that hat off and lay it down, and he was gonna have to pick it up and wear it.
Let me answer that.
My brother.
Wait a minute.
You know what it was for Mrs.
We
T?
gotta hang out, fam.
The biggest thing for her was to slide over in that passenger seat and let somebody else drive. That's what it was. Number one. Where we going? Don't worry about it. Just get in the car. Still struggling with it to this day, but she getting better.
And that's cool. So what did you have to do to get better? Like, well, so let me ask you this: what? How did you get over that hump? And then, Miss McCoy, I'm coming to you.
I think for me, it was, I'm the only child. So I'm just naturally, bossy, independent. So it was letting a man lead and then knowing that he had good intentions for me. When you let these other fools lead and you just, what that girl said, and dad, ride and dad. That like 10 times, I felt it. But I died 8 times. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but letting him lead and like he's right. I'm like, Ryan, that don't sound right, but just knowing that he has good intentions for me, he is God-fearing, and so knowing that he's making the best choices for me and our family, it was hard, but I had to just trust that God brought him into my life to make me better, and that he's making the right choices for us. But just letting go of everything that I dealt with and saying he's not like them. It's been 3 years. He hasn't showed you one sign that he's like your past. And so taking it day by day of saying, okay, all right, I'll let you lead another 24 hours, another 24 hours.
And what I'm going to say about that is, if you say he's a God-fearing man, I'm going to at least believe enough that if he's like me, if I'm wrong, I don't have a problem I'm humble enough to come tell you, baby, let's try it your way, because mine messed up. I'm going to believe that brother is like that. I can't wait to meet your brother. My sister, Miss McCoy, what was the one thing, sister? What was the one? Because I know you a tough cookie.
I actually have more than one.
Okay, well, come on. I'm listening.
Let's see here. The first thing I would have to agree with the Ewings is just realizing that someone else is taking the lead, because I had been a single parent since I was 22. Yes, I moved out of my mom's house at, I think it was 28 when I had bought my house. Mm-hmm. So being a single parent, taking care of everything, And then the second part was merging how to raise. We have different viewpoints on raising children.
Yes, ma'am.
Because my husband is 15 years older than me. So we're in different generations. So his way of raising, you need to do this and he need to, but hold on now. Because it's been me and him, for 12, 13 years. You know what I'm saying? So they not used to that. I'm not used to that. That was something that and I still struggle with that today. Like, if I had to say what most of our arguments are about, it's about the children.
Wow.
It's about the children. Yeah. Because I'm still on, well, they not used to that. That's not necessary, because he's like, his dad was military. So, when I say military, you know what I mean? It's done. And I'm like, my kids don't need that. You know what I'm saying? We've never had, no problems from the schoolhouse, typical, you better get my grades up, that type of thing. But I praise the Lord, my oldest son, 22, ain't had to pick him up from the jailhouse, police, no drugs, graduated college in 3 years with honors, baby boy in collegiate academy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they don't need that. If I just get them that they know damn well what time it is, get it together. Because I kept them in church from when they were born all the way through. So that's what I would say my struggle would be, the children, the different perspective on how the children, and just letting him lead. I got to put my 2 cents in it. And I know it aggravates the hell out of him, but I can't let you drive me off a cliff and I see we about to fall off. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta trust him. I'm gonna miss it. And if I'm not, then you gotta trust me that I'm going to include you in it because we're married. 2 became 1. And Ms. Beverly, I'm about to come to you as well. But what I want to say to what you said, my brother is an example of what you're saying. I'll never forget when he sat in that room. His ex used to call him at work. This is the time I was staying there because I had a flood in my apartment. He came home, brought everybody in the room, and told them, when I ain't here, she run the show. This is our house. When y'all come here, treat her like you treat me. And he told her, stop calling me at work. You live here. You a parent. Your kid here, my parent, and these kids here too. These are our kids. The one where he used that I love, our. Because what I didn't like when I was in the situation is there are hours when you ain't mad. But when you mad, I often go with me and my kids. And then when you did that and then something happened and I threw that in your face, you wasn't ready to eat that. But see, them the words you said. So you can't get mad because I'm giving you what you gave me. So I mean, that doesn't make, but that when he said that and when he got through, he told me, come on, Greg, let's go. So I left like I was a kid. Okay, Daddy. I was like, I don't want no parts of this right here. So Miss Beverly, when you were married, I flip it. Now that you are not married and you're wanting to be married, I'm going to assume, what is going to be the biggest obstacle that you're going to have to lay down in order for that situation to work? Ewing, don't do it. Go ahead, ma'am.
That too. She knows both of them.
Okay.
One, I'm like her, kind of. Because I have been married before, and now I've spent almost 8 years being by myself. And I've had to rebuild everything by myself. So, and I have been the only person that I've been able to rely on because I am the only kid. There is nobody. It's me. And now that I'm a single parent, it's me. If stuff can happen in my house, it's me. If the house floods, I'm gonna have to figure out where Desiree and I gonna go. There is nobody else. So being able to rely on someone will be a struggle for me to be to relinquish that level of control or independence. 2, finances are a struggle for me because I've been taken advantage of. When my ex-husband and I were on the downward slope and getting ready to separate, I looked up one day, there was no money in our account.
Wow.
When I first moved out of the house that him and I shared, I was sleeping on an air mattress. The only person that had a bed was Desiree. So, and I've had to rebuild my finances all over again by myself with no help. So that is going to also be a struggle for me. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
To allow someone to do that.
Respect what each other have been through. That's why dating so hard. Everybody got an opinion. We have to respect what each other have been through. And if it's hard for that person, then it's hard. They're entitled to have that moment. You know,
that's their reality.
But don't live there. Don't live in that moment. Like you entitled to have the moment, but don't live in it.
I'm not gonna forget it.
But hold on, you had to forget all the men that did you wrong in order to get your husband now.
Listen, you know what you went through. I'm still mad at people from kindergarten. Okay,
oh my God.
Listen,
so you still hold this stuff. You still hold this stuff
for some of them.
You still hold this stuff.
I'm gonna be honest, because I know those two things are going to be difficult for me. I am honest and upfront and very transparent about that.
I like that.
So I'm not, that's why I said it's not impossible. I have to know that you are going to be there and that I can ride with you and you're not going to take from me.
Got it. See, Myrtle, what's that thing, brother? What is that thing that you're going to have to lay down and trust sis to take care of and not touch, not tell her how to do it, just let her do it, that you know is going to be real difficult?
Man. Gee, I don't know, because I've done so much stuff for, you know, when I was married before, I did everything. I did everything. I did everything.
Yeah.
I paid all the bills. She had to pay no bills. I went to the grocery store. When we wanted food, I got food. She had to do nothing. So it's like, I guess for me, letting her do certain things, I guess. So
Okay.
let her go in the kitchen and go on and cook. Oh, you finna cook? Oh, okay. You know, let her go on and cook. Let her go on and fold clothes. My bad, y'all. I'm kind of like a neat freak sometimes, so.
Yes. Yeah, he worse than me.
I can tell you where
my shoes ain't color coordinated, but his are. I know. You know what, y'all? Miss Beverly like you, bro. She just like you. Oh boy, she just like you.
What's that?
I mean, her closet in your closet. Oh my God.
Don't be a hater all your life.
I can tell you what's missing. If it's missing, where is it at? Why you move it? You know, that's just
very neat. And in that regards, we're the same way. And like, I'm a neat freak. I like stuff be put a certain way. Now, I'm not like her talking about, I ain't gonna get mad. You fold these towels to the left and I fold them to the right. I just want to make sure there's a towel in there when I get ready to take a bath. How about that? I ain't tripping. Yeah. I just don't want to take no towel to dry. I do not live out the dry.
I'm just the opposite. I when you walk in my house, like, you're not gonna be walking over stuff and you're not gonna be holding your nose. But I'm not that particular. I'm like, we live here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my kids where they're like afraid to pull out a toy, you know, when they were younger. You got to put that back. No, we live in, you know what I mean? Like, we know how to spruce up. Like, we do laundry weekly, you know, we go to the we clean the dishes in the sink at nighttime, you know, all of that. But I've never wanted to be the military sergeant. Put that up, you know, where my kids were afraid to do anything. I'm like, nah, we good. That was one of the reasons I left my mama's house. I'm like, every woman needs their own place, and it's time for me to go. And that's the reason why I ended up leaving. So I get it from all perspectives, but just for me, what Miss Beverly said, that's a struggle for me also, though, the financial part of it.
Right.
But it's still a work in progress, but I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I want to go do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, why we got to do that this time? Why we can't do that the next time? And then it goes hand in hand with not trusting, so to speak. Like, you know, that's when I put my 2 cents in, and he's like, well, let's do this. And I'm like, but that don't make sense. You know, then I kind of feel sometimes like I be attacking his manhood, his ego. That's a whole nother, so I have
that's a whole nother
topic.
Ooh, that's a
that's a whole nother topic.
And I have to know
really
it's real. And I ain't gonna say it's ego. It just be like, we all complain about we want somebody. We don't want to be in control. I don't want to be in control. But then somebody takes control. Well, why are you doing that? What? We used to tell my mother this all the time, me and my daddy. We don't work for you. Don't come home and try to supervise us. We do not work at your job. I didn't put you don't put in nothing in my 401k. I cannot get a check from you every 2 weeks. Don't mind doing anything, but if you want me to do it, let me do it. As long as I get to the same outcome, let me do it. And if I need your help, trust me that I'm going to come and ask. A brother wants to lead, but I say this all the time, it's easy for a brother to lead when you got a real woman watching your back. When I don't have to worry about being backstabbed, when I ain't got to worry about if she said I can rely on you, when I don't have to worry about all this silly stuff that I've always been through, are we having a constant argument about stupid stuff? The circle and the red moon. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. Can we just have a conversation? Like, okay, well, how you feel?
You better have some leadership qualities.
But you won't. But sometimes you never know my leadership qualities because you always trying to be in the front.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe a woman should be behind. Let's walk side by side. Because there's a lane, there's certain things that you are good in. My mother is finance all day. My daddy, he gonna go get it. Put it together, and then you can create, quote unquote, what we call Jay-Z and B, a power couple. But we too busy we always trying to do this. I don't want to do all that. It's a simple conversation. Like you said, communication, conversation. Now, what works around Charles' house may not work around Miss McCoy's house. So find out what works around your house and use that. And try to work as my thing is, let's be a team. Like, I'm by myself when I leave and go to work. I don't want to come home and be by myself. Because if I'm by myself at home, you need to go stay with your mama. You don't need to stay here. Because I need a partnership here. However that team works. Now, we just talked about team. Kobe and Shaq got into it, but when it was trying to win them championships, hey, we finna go get this. Right. Hey man, sometimes I ain't gotta like you to win. You ain't gotta be my friend. I don't go to work to make friends, but I do go to work to get to this end of the game so we can get this check every 2 weeks. Man, y'all have been excellent. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we are all in agreement that it's mandatory after 3 years or more to be married. Y'all don't want to be no.
I wish I'd have had more time, but I would have asked my best friend. She doesn't necessarily agree with marriage, and she is like okay with a life partner. So I wish I had more time. I would have definitely asked.
I'm gonna have to get her on. I would be more. I'm very intrigued about her thoughts.
She's and I mean her parents have been married for 40 years. They're still married, So she's like, she just wants a life partner. And I'm like, girl, that's all cool for the motherfucker now. Okay. Okay.
Now,
but yes.
Hey, I'm gonna have to have her on. I like that. And I'm gonna tell you why I brought this topic. And once again, so we do this thing and how the last word. So each one of y'all get to have y'all last word. But I'm gonna tell you why I brought the topic. Because there's a lot when y'all say dating and we're dating and we're doing this. And I love what my sister said. I'm dating this person, dating that person, da 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 da. And then when y'all brought up commitment, because there's a lot of us that's dating and y'all acting married, but y'all ain't signed no paper.
Yeah.
So it's like, so we can just do this for, my thing is, I'm not gonna date you more than 2 or 2.5 years. Because when I met you, I advised you, I'm doing this as purposeful and intentional to the bottom line of getting married. Now,
and if you have you have to have that conversation though.
Right. And then when I ask you, are you in a place where you're ready to build a long-lasting, or what I call a best friend type of love relationship? Because some of it, and that's, I say that too. We always chasing love, but we ain't chasing no best friend. I told Baby, friends first all day. Cause see, if we friends, like me and Miss McCoy, me and my sister, that's my sister. You understand me? I go day for day in the jailhouse behind her, but that's also my friend. So we can keep it real with each other. When she handles business, she handles business. She's very direct, and it doesn't bother me. But my thing is that we're friends first. You're my sister all day, but you're my friend first. And if you have a real bond and you work on trying to convert that friendship, nobody can come between you and who you with.
Yeah. To piggyback off what Beverly said to me earlier about, knowing my faults, the same guy who I told you I dated off and on about Arkansas, he told me that he was like, we need to be friends first. And I'm like, I got friends. I got 24 line sisters, I got friends, but
and you took that totally wrong.
Right. But I didn't realize that till Ryan that, we do got to be friends. We do got to sit here and play Uno together and get mad and talk shit. We do.
Hold on, let's not. We need a redo on the Uno. But yeah, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So
don't worry about the loser.
I had to
don't
learn.
worry about the loser. But yeah, your husband is right. I agree with that. You gotta be. Even Charles said it when he met his lady Kenyatta. It was cool because they were able to talk on the phone and be friends. Yeah. You gotta be friends. There has to be a friendship. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think about how my grandmother and my grandfather stayed together. They were friends. Yeah. They had to be friends, and you could not come between them. And what I mean by that is that my mother didn't want to put my grandfather in a little nursing home at one time, and my grandmother told him, "Hell no." Now she bitched and moaned and complained every day. She had to take care of him. Because he was getting worse. He was in the wheelchair at the time. But she was not going to let you take her friend, her husband. And let me tell you how real their relationship is. When a man can change the spelling of your name, girl, you in love with that brother. I mean, you just changed her whole name. Like, you spelled it the same way. And she said, okay. I was like, oh, wow. And I learned that as I grew up. But they have a bond. And I don't think she ever blinked when anything ever happened. Man, look, I really appreciate y'all being on here. I know it was short notice, but oh my God, this has been great. So I'm going to shut up and let y'all have y'all last word. Mr. McCoy, I'm definitely going to deal with you. Tell Brother McCoy, thank you, sir.
Yeah, he in there. He ain't concerned about what I'm doing.
Right.
He probably sleep.
Don't do my brother. He
probably sleep. They don't tell him what he doing.
Yes, ma'am.
This has been wonderful. I really enjoyed it. The candidness and the different perspectives and just getting different outlooks on things. I have really enjoyed the takeaway. And it also gave me some things that I need to take away. Or Ms. Beverly said, you have to be able to look at yourself. And even though I think I'm pretty good at that, it just kind of helped me to do a reset on my self-reflection. So I thank you all. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you so much, Miss McCoy, my sister. Hey, great presentation. Oh, we're going to kill them. I can't wait.
I killed them tonight. It was unanimous. It was a wonderful.
Yes, I read it. I was like, oh, it's on. Miss Renee, aka Killer, lady of Zeta Phi Beta Incorporated. Go ahead, man, with your last word. Oh, Lord. Did she just, okay. The swoop. Go ahead, swoop.
Oh. Thank you first for having me on the show. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Like Ms. McCoy, myself, I appreciate your candidness, the transparency on tonight's panel. Also, I too need to, look at some things. I mean, kind of being a good judge of character of myself, but we are work in progress and we got to continue to grow. So thank you all for all you guys' perspectives and viewpoints and laughter tonight.
Mm-hmm.
No problem, ma'am. And all the way from Kansas City, it's my girl, aka Pink Lip. She's a member of none other than the sorority of Delta Sigma Theta, Miss Ewing. And Mr. Ewing, what's up, brother?
Miss Beverly, your head hurt. You need a hot rag. You okay, Pooh?
No, you
I don't think I understand why your introduction of your sorority.
See,
you already know, Diva. Thank you. I do love you, friend. Thank you.
All right,
That's
this
cool.
is every day at work. Don't worry, this is every day at work.
Yes.
No, but thank you again. Thank you again for asking me to do this. I'm freshly married. I'm newly married, and I just, I have a lot to say, and I want to give all my knowledge. Well, I guess my opinion. And spread it to as many women as possible. I'm big on self-esteem. I'm big on self-reflection. I'm big, like you said, the word triggers. I'm big on knowing your triggers so that you can turn those negatives into a positive. And I just want to spread as much love as possible. It's hard for the Black woman right now, but we got to get back to putting family first. And so that's what my goal is, and my mission is in life is to get back to putting the Black family first. And so I definitely learned a lot. And just thank you again. Thank you for having us. I don't know where he went, so thank you for having us.
That's cool, man. Tell my brother I appreciate him for real.
I will.
Let me say this, baby. I know you're in, but I see y'all doing. If y'all doing this type of laughter right now, I see a lot of longevity right there. Yes, ma'am. Not last, not least, the Russell Simmons of the show is none other than the 3Ps. My big brother, Mr. DJ Legend.
Man, I really thank y'all ladies for just joining the show for real, because he was talking about current topics, and that was one of the topics about the abortion. I was like, I can't talk about no abortion. I can't have no kids. I need to hear some women talk about it. But but the relationship thing is you have to learn yourself. That's one thing I know I had to do. I was married for 17 and a half years. And
it's funny now what I was about to say, but I'm not. He went there first.
Come to find out the marriage wasn't even legal after the whole 17 and a half years.
I'm sorry, I'm in your business. I'm sorry. I'm in your business.
She wants some popcorn.
The papers weren't turned in, which the person I was married to, she was married before, so she knew that they needed to be turned in. This is my first marriage.
Look at y'all.
So y'all didn't file the papers. So y'all didn't file it.
You never saw a marriage license?
No, we got the marriage.
They had the license. They just didn't file.
You can get the license, but it never got filed.
Filed, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it still means it's still not legal.
Right.
So I'm saying, okay, but like, I'm confused. But
okay, listen.
You mail it in, and then they mail it back to you.
But
so
it never got mailed in. It never got mailed in.
So y'all was just
if you went to go look him up with it'll just say marriage. It would just say file. I mean, I'm sorry. It'll say I have my thought.
We have our names, but it won't say.
It won't say.
Doesn't say a date.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, it'll say applied.
Since he brought it up. So when all this was going on, me being his brother, I'm like, okay, what the hell? So I have a friend who knows another friend, and she actually looked it up. And when she sent it to me, I was like, I got something to tell you, but I don't know how to tell you. So I just sent him the link, and I said, call me after you look at it. Yeah. And when he called me, let's just say it wasn't no kumbaya moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you come to me after 17 and a half years saying, oh, all of a sudden I don't want to be married no more. After 17 and a half years. Didn't want to work out. Didn't want, and I'm not saying I'm a perfect dude, but I took care of my household the best way I could. Where she didn't have to worry about a lot of shit. But just come home and do what she want to do. And for me, that's why when we talk about people got to get back to yourself, learn yourself, I had to do that. I went to therapy. Still kind of do therapy now. And now I'm in a relationship, and it's crazy. Like I tell him, it's crazy. My girlfriend, she lives in Kansas City. Mm-hmm. She's in Kansas City, Missouri. And people ask me, man, how do y'all make it work? I said, we both committed to it. We committed to it. We were friends first. I met her through Tiffany with the other lady that was on the show. I met her through her, and we was friends first. And I tell Greg, I said, I'm glad we did it that way because we wasn't physical. We had to talk to learn each other. Then
those are the best relationships, low key, long distance ones. That's the best secret people don't know.
Right, and when we finally seen each other, it was so easy. It was like we didn't miss no beat. It wasn't no beat missing.
Right.
Nothing. And then you got, technology is the world now. You got Duo. Then I can pack up. I can pack up my laptop, everything, go down there, stay for a whole week, and don't miss a beat. And I can be myself around her. She can be herself around me. We laugh, we joke, we do everything. And people be like, well, how y'all do it? You gotta be committed. If you're committed, everything is easy for you.
It's easy. Real easy.
And
real easy.
And we talk about marriage. We talk about all this stuff because we have things that we put everything in motion. She already said, hey, I'm gonna move to Texas. I'm like, cool, yeah, we can do that. And and I'm so happy. She's happy, and we making it work. And just by just being committed to each other, communicate and learn your like I said earlier, learn your love language. Learn it.
Read somewhere that your love language is what you missed out as a child.
I
read that.
That is true.
And I'm like, it might be true.
There's some validity to that. Think about it.
Yeah.
It's true.
You know, I grew up without a father, so do I yearn attention because of that? I don't know. You know? So
but you can't act like and Alicia says it all the time. But even though you yearn for that attention, you can't be a brat. You can't be a brat, and you can't be a brat. You can't be stubborn all the time. Use a lie. I don't believe that, but okay. But you can't be a brat, and you can't be stubborn all the time. It's not gonna always go your way, and it's not gonna go his way. So you got to understand that. Like I told Alicia, when you got somebody let me tell you from a man point of view, when you got a woman that just wants you, like nothing else, just wants you. When I tell you, you will encourage him to go out here and go get it for you. He will try to move the heavens and the earth for you. All he wants to do is know, she said, can I rely on you? If you want me, trust me, I'm going to want you in every way. You never have to worry about that. I'm going to want to come home. And I ain't gonna want to do nothing else.
Wow, before you even get to that point though, that's crazy. Let me tell y'all this quick story right quick. I know the podcast is over, but when I first I met my husband because we have his sister-in-law. We were friends before I even knew him. So I'm looking at him and she thought I was talking about her son. So then one day, a couple of days later, she was like, somebody was looking at you. I was like, who? So she told me who it was. And I was like, that's what I was talking about the other day. Okay, so we in church, writing on church envelopes, telephone numbers, the whole nine, like just being real ghetto, whatever. But when we started dating, I didn't realize he was married at the time because he had been separated for so long, right? So his friend, he had a friend that we had mutual friends. She called her, he was calling her, telling her, yeah, I got a, lady friend and we went bowling and we did, ABCD. So she was in turn telling my friend what was going on in our relationship. So my friend called me when he put two and two together. He was like, what is this I heard about you dating a married man? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't even roll like that, So that's how it came out. So he called me one day. He was like, what you doing? I said, nothing. What are you doing? He said, I was going to stop by. I said, please do. So we had the conversation or whatever. I said, I tell you what, because this is not fair to me because you didn't give me the opportunity to say if I wanted to be involved with a married man or not. That's not what I do. So by that time, it was maybe 2 years in. So, emotions, like you say, the love and all of that was all entangled. It was a difficult time for me. So fast forward, I tell him, he planning trips. I mean, we going on cruises, we going to every comedy show. We living our best life, but you ain't still after this divorce. So I said, you know what? It was something we did on hotel.com or something, so when you do those reservations, you better make sure the date is right, where you're going is right, because they ain't trying to refund nothing. They ain't, it's locked in.
Yes, ma'am.
So something happened. I can't remember what it was. I told him, I said, I tell you what, I'm gonna help you get this figured out. I said, but after this, I'm done, because it was like nowhere on his radar to file. You know what I'm saying? You doing everything else. You say y'all ain't been together 15, 20 years. Kid grown, so that's uncontested. You know what I'm saying? That's $200 at the most or whatever. But you doing everything else, but that ain't a priority.
$150.
You know what I'm saying? So it was basically free, but you ain't put the money towards that. So I said, I'm done. When you said, when a man wants you, they'll do whatever. When I told him I was done, like 3 or 4 days later, he sent me a text where he had went and filed. So they do.
Honey, that's the truth. When they want you, it's not. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Yes. So when you said that, that kind of brought that. I was like, hey, I ain't got nothing to hide. It is what it is, because it's a testimony to somebody, to help somebody get through something.
Of course.
And he always be like, you be telling up here. I said, baby, listen, God blessed me through that. That's nothing. We're gonna let somebody else be blessed from that.
Somebody thought your husband was they trash, and you went over there and picked up their treasure. Now they over there seek and live your life.
Come to find out, the friend of his wanted him. So we are on a date. So she's sending text messages. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I thought that you like me like that, because they grew up together.
Right.
So when she found out he was finally dating somebody, now she's trying to shoot her shot.
Too late.
That's why when he say, how come he wonder why my circle is a dot. Like, I don't fool with females. My circle, we can fit on one of the little yellow buses. They blue now. The little blue buses for DISD, we can fit on one of them. That's just how many people I fool with. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because I know how women are. Not all women, but you know what I'm saying. She his friend, but she throwing him under the bus like that because she.
Right.
She really like.
And we have to learn, with that being said, even in marriage, you have to learn. And me and Charles fell out because I thought once he got married, we still could do what we wanted to do. But you got to understand, bro, when I got married, I understood. We still friends. His focus is just different now. Mm-hmm. I didn't understand that when he got married. It was like, okay, well, we still can't go, who? What's the problem? But your focus is different now. So my thing is, treat your, so just like Miss Beverly, and Pink Lips, that's my girl. Their friendship, the same energy that you put into that friendship, that's the same energy you need to put into your relationship with your man. Yeah. This is not gonna change, right? That friendship is not gonna change. But now you need to put that same, because if Miss Beverly can check Ewan, then her man should check her too, and vice versa. Nice. If his homeboy can check Ewan, then she should be able to check you. It shouldn't be my brother can check me, but let me go ask him if I'm wrong. No, I wish I would. In the words of my mama, you don't feed me or finance me. So it don't work that way. Right. But man, this is great. I hope somebody heard it and understood. And if you didn't, sit down and have a conversation. This is why we do the show. Me and Charles talk about it all the time. So many things can be prevented if we just learn how to talk.
Yeah.
This was the biggest thing I was taught as a young boy at 11 o'clock. I mean, at 11 years old. My mother gave me the rights, likes, and benefits to sit down and disagree and have a conversation with her respectively. My grandmother, I can do this with her now, and that is my heartbeat. Like, day for day jail for her. I'm going. But at the end of the day, I can sit in her house and disrespect her. I'm not disrespect her. We can disagree, and she'll tell you he ain't never disrespect her. You can have the world, and that's why I said, Ewan, from what I just see right now, that's long lasting right there. Y'all can joke, clown, talk bad to each other, and then you wake up the next morning and be like, "Baby, what you want to eat?" Girl, come on, come through with it. And at least I know you on your way. What you cook today? Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get some of that. And I know she be in that kitchen frying it up.
Make some chicken fajitas.
That's what I'm talking about. Say, man, I definitely appreciate y'all. I know we went over a little longer than what I wanted y'all, but I think this was good. Y'all know me, man. And, you know, if my brother agrees, y'all are more than welcome to ever come. I always come back on the show. I'll keep y'all informed. And, yep, he said yes, so I'm good. I'll let the other cast members know. But this was great. I definitely appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, man. Y'all know me. I live by two mantras. Faith and fear cannot dwell in the same place. And while you're on this side, man, always remember to love, live, laugh. And don't forget, think big, because think big. Oh, man, I almost choked when I said that. Excuse me. Think big, believe in God, because he believes in you. Y'all have a good night, man. We'll see y'all next Tuesday right here, same bat time, same bat channel on the Full 180 Convo. I holla. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.